Chapter 5.
Protego, Draco shouted instinctively, just moments before a sharp splinter could strike his mother's face, and then the remnants of the ceiling seemed to gently scatter around the confinement of his magical shield, though it was difficult to discern through the shadows. Only once the protective bubble surrounding them faded did the gloominess retreat, leaving his parents gazing at Draco with expressions he had never seen them wear because of him. With Draco's father, there was an anger he expected, but it was mixed with a cautiousness a father shouldn't have had to display toward his own son. With his mother, that distinct look was one he had only glimpsed when the Dark Lord uttered her name. Ollivander's eyes instinctively flickered to father, as did mother's, both puzzled when they noticed his hands were empty and realized he wasn't the one who had cast the spell. Clever thinking, Draco, Ollivander acknowledged, coming to the conclusion before father and mother, who exchanged bewildered glances. An extremely commendable response, given your age. It seems evident that Mr. Malfoy is not a squib. His magic has simply bonded with a wand already. It might seem I don't need to intervene after all. Were you the seller of that wand previously? Father inquired. Mother shifted her gaze downwards, consenting, as Ollivander spoke. Indeed, I did, along with your lovely wife's. A dragon heart like her sister's. 12 3/4 inches, dark walnut, curved. Ollivander's voice held a reluctance to voice the words. This wand was sold long ago to Bellatrix Lestrange. Whatever Draco might have said evaporated in his throat. His impulse was to discard the wand or throw it as far as possible. He might have incinerated it too, if he possessed any proficiency with wandless spells. He had only been proficient once, destroying the glass that had kept him from a wand that had been his. How? Father stammered, a shaky finger raised accusingly into the air, leveled not so much at Ollivander but the absurd reality that confounded him. How could the wand belonging to my wife's sister respond to my 11-year-old son? Dragonheart cores are rarely loyal, Ollivander explained gravely. Especially if won in contests, they quickly form a new allegiance, forgetting the previous owner. And in prolonged absence. They all remembered that Aunt Bella had been in Azkaban almost all of Draco's life. A dragon heartstring core, even a wand of such power, a wand that may have known dark magic, if you allow me to say. Speak plainly, Father retorted angrily. Explain the implications at once. Ollivander frowned, sighing heavily, as Mother grew paler, eyes locked on the ground as though expecting some ghostly presence from the depths. Such a wand could possibly bond to a wizard more powerful than its former owner, or one with a deeper affinity for dark magic. These words were enough for Father to drag Ollivander into his office in a way the squib accusation hadn't, with Mother trailing but leaving Draco outside, in the chilling air. Only pausing long enough to mend the hole in the roof and vanishing the debris, Ollivander cast Draco a glance that was perhaps less filled with pity than one might expect, before disappearing with his parents behind a door that sealed Draco's world behind it. Lost among shelves, ugly wand still clutched, Draco hid himself away in a corner, at a distant end of the towering shelves filled with the boxes of wands, trying to evade sight. Yet easier breathing did not come, the twisted wand on his lap an embodiment of relentless venom to his already welling eyes, which he couldn't pull away from. Tears later broke their resolve, even after swearing to never weep again post-Azkaban. He'd only granted himself the chance at Severus's funeral. Perhaps, maybe not if Potter attended. Even amongst the hidden shelves, discovery was inevitable. His parents remained cloistered in grim conversation with Ollivander when a voice from above inquired about his well-being. "Are you okay?" the voice repeated, and without need to look up, despite the years and maturation of that voice into a man's since its last childish clear resonance, Draco would always recognize Harry Potter. "Are you ill? Need assistance?" Potter inquired, his steps bringing him closer until Draco felt the shadow of concern, radiating warmth from a boy not yet taught to hate this pathetic stranger. Strangers. Draco had wanted the anonymity, to await Severus's guidance, adjusting their plans accordingly, yet inadvertently stumbled upon Harry Potter on a significant day. Except today, he felt pathetic. First impressions weren't salvageable. Recognition dawned for Draco. "Can I help?" Potter pressed earnestly, his hand reaching to Draco's shoulder with a surprisingly gentle kindness. His voice was that of a child, as was his face and stature, unsettling to Draco, who unconsciously envisioned Potter as at Draco's trial, silently returning Draco's wand before dismissing the courtroom. Now, Potter aimed to converse. "I'm Harry." The boy introduced himself eagerly, though it felt surreal for Draco to be acknowledged by this bright, earthy child Potter. "Please tell me what's wrong." "I arrived with an adult, but he went out after Mr. Ollivander got busy. Should I fetch him?" "No," Draco replied, his silence towards Potter collapsing under the fear of being noticed by what must be Hagrid. "No. Please don't." I dash for Draco. The words arrived with effort. He hadn't expected the persistent tides of tears and panic, sparks ignited during 6th year, still left untamed. But alongside the dark magic trailing him, only fair, perhaps, was its discordant counterpart. 6th year experiences. Gratitude flickered for the scars, tangible reminders of Potter's actions that year, absent now. "What's happening?" Potter queried, drawing eyes from Draco's lap to the wand, perceptiveness glinting in the sharp gaze familiar to Draco, yet seldom noticed before. "You're here for a wand, too? Is that the one?" Voice lowered conspiratorially. "Is it defective? I don't mean to intrude. But the man who brought me, Hagrid, he's familiar with Diagon Alley and Hogwarts. He's the groundskeeper. Should I enlist his help?" Originally, he dismissed Potter as a nobody, one among many classmates to impress. No impressing Potter now. And with dismay, invoking Hagrid, bereft of even a simple wand, to survey Bellatrix Lestrange's wand? Draco had to respond. The sight of Potter in such a state was unexpected, even more so to be approached with kindness and concern. Every bit genuine. Yet, Draco remained silent. This time, he suspected, Potter would deem him foolish. "It's this wand," Draco explained, lacking anything to offer but honesty, hoping to avoid the dread of being helped by Hagrid. "But I don't require assistance." I dash, he paused, struggling with his breath, clutching his slender form, painfully aware of his appearance, a boy who indeed seemed to need help. It's not the wand I wished for. Not the wand I was meant to have. But it's unchangeable. The wand selects the wizard." "Oh," Potter responded, lowering himself to Draco's level, layered with a warmth so kind it was disconcerting. "I'm sorry you're unhappy with your wand. Are you headed to Hogwarts?" Draco nodded firmly, working to maintain his composure. Potter's eyes appeared even larger than remembered, framed by a circular face, resembling an earnest owl behind cracked glasses. "Are you a first year too?" Again, Draco nodded, for indeed, something cosmic had ordained it so. "Nice to meet you, then." Potter extended his hand, a gesture Draco had anticipated on the Hogwarts Express, but had never occurred. Harry Potter's hand, offered sincerely for a handshake. I'm Harry," Potter stated with a mix of excitement and shyness, as if Draco's presence was something exceptional, and vigorously shook Draco's hand. "Oh, I suppose I already said that. I've never encountered another wizard before." Draco blinked. He knew of Potter's upbringing among uncivilized muggles, but they were in Diagon Alley. Didn't you come with Hagrid?" Draco asked, questioning his own sanity. At least he could breathe, Potter's unease oddly soothing him. Doesn't he count as a wizard? Although Drake wouldn't usually regard him so, he doubted Potter felt the same way, leaving Draco mulling over his words. "Oh," Potter blushed, more vividly than Draco imagined possible, save in bouts of anger. "I mean, yes, naturally, no, I meant someone my age."
"Sorry."
"What's your name?" "Draco." he supplied amicably, opting to omit Malfoy, and grew increasingly vexed with Potter's absurd pose, kneeling like a dutiful house elf awaiting orders. Perhaps you should take a seat. Potter beamed, settling on another stool Draco had pulled over, quelling the turmoil in Draco's chest as if it had never stirred. Draco, Potter repeated, checking his pronunciation. Draco supposed Muggles weren't accustomed to such regal names. Like a dragon, Draco elaborated, Potter's grin stirring an unexpected urge to impress, though he ought to speak minimally to avoid altering history unwisely. But absent Severus' voice to guide him in navigating around the life of the boy smiling so openly at him, he continued. It's like the constellation. A sky dragon's name as well, and several actual dragons. The sincerity in Potter's eyes was unsettling. So, dragons really exist? Alongside witches and wizards and goblins, dragons are real too? Hagrid mentioned they guard Gringotts' high-security vaults, though I wasn't sure if he was joking. Saw flames in the sky, and we've been told to purchase dragonhide. You've heard of them before? Do Muggles have dragon lore? Draco asked, intrigued by the notion. One would expect so, considering the grandeur and fiery nature of such creatures. Potter chuckled, an actual laugh, and Draco felt a pang sharper than Ollivander's words about the wand that had chosen him. That's amazing, Potter exhaled, gazing at Draco as if he had personally invented dragons. You may have to wait for your wand or return tomorrow, Draco advised, realizing he should offer Potter a reason to seek his giant companion, rather than linger and do baffling things like laugh at Draco's jokes and grin with unchanged eyes. My parents aren't satisfied with my chosen wand. They might remain with Ollivander till night. Oh, Potter said, seemingly envious, his green eyes deepening. As expected. Alas, unfortunate parentless Potter. Is it truly a poor wand? Because of its crookedness? May I see it? Draco reluctantly consented, allowing the boy who lived to inspect Bellatrix Lestrange's wand, a relic of the witch who ardently served the dark wizard responsible for Potter's parental absence. Potter handled it, turning it over. Is it non-functional? Predictably, Hagrid's mentoring was lacking and left Potter equal to his Muggle upbringing ignorance. No, it's my wand. Observe. Draco pointed it at the adhesive on Potter's glasses. That tape is bothersome. Reparo. With astonishment, Potter removed his glasses to examine them, now whole without tape. They remained exceedingly cheap in appearance, naturally. Though a wizard, Draco recognized some things were unsalvageable, even by magic. Don't fret, Draco reassured, interpreting Potter's awe. The trace is seldom enforced when wizard parents are involved. How did you manage that? Thank you, Draco, Potter expressed earnestly. Draco nearly revealed its simplicity, even for his genuine 11-year-old self. But the inclination to boast or ridicule Potter's innocence withered. What use was there in impressing or intimidating Potter? The real Potter didn't want Draco's company. There shouldn't be any impression left to make. It's a spell. A restoration spell. Incredible, Potter said, his wonder renewed, leaving Draco oblivious to his tear-streaked cheeks until his father sternly called. Hurriedly, Draco wiped his face with his sleeve, stowing the contentious wand. I'm coming, father, Draco shouted, turning to Harry as he stood. Seems you'll be able to acquire your wand today after all. Wait, Potter implored, appearing to reach for Draco's sleeve as if to anchor him, only hesitating. Just witnessing the motion was enough to freeze Draco, feeling Potter's desire for contact again. Since that broom ride, escaping the flames Crabbe was engulfed by. Wait, Draco, how does this all work? How can I avoid getting an unsuitable wand? Potter had misunderstood the process's complexity. Naturally, that anxious anticipation was back. You'll get an exceptional wand. A strong one. What makes you say that? How do you know? Potter's eyes pleaded for assurance, like a child. But Draco simply shared as much of the truth as he dared. "That's because you are Harry Potter," he remarked, turning sharply on his heel to walk back to his family.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this chapter, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with more audiobooks. Happy listening!